Welcome and thank you for joining us to learn more about the Ohio Governor's Expedited Pardon Project. This presentation is an introduction to the project for people who might be interested in applying for an expedited pardon. This presentation will cover the following: the benefits of receiving a pardon, the background and goals of the Ohio Governor's Expedited Pardon Project, or OJEP for short, the differences between the traditional and expedited pardon pathways, the expedited pardon eligibility criteria, a review of how the expedited pardon process works and how to apply, and how to reach out with questions. There are many reasons why a person may pursue a pardon. In the eyes of the law, a pardon serves to release a person from the entire punishment prescribed for an offense and from any continued consequences resulting from a conviction. A pardon is one of several clemency options available to the governor. A pardon can benefit you in important ways. For many, a pardon may improve your employment opportunities, restore your ability to volunteer in certain settings, restore your ability to hold public office, restore your ability to legally possess a firearm, restore your ability to serve as a juror, and it affirms the positive changes that you've made in your life. Additionally, pardon convictions are now eligible for record sealing under Ohio law. Whether or not you choose to seek a pardon, you should explore whether you are eligible to have your record sealed without a pardon, or if you're eligible to receive a Certificate of Qualification for Employment, or CQE. These additional remedies under Ohio law help limit the consequences created by a past criminal conviction. In the summer of 2019, the Office of Governor Mike DeWine approached a group of faculty and staff at the Ohio State University Moritz College of Law Drug Enforcement and Policy Center and the University of Akron School of Law Reentry Clinic with a proposal to create an expedited pardon pathway for those who meet certain criteria. This group, referred to as the project team, worked with the governor's office and the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Correction to significantly shorten the process by which certain people may apply for a formal pardon from the governor under Ohio's laws. The project was launched in December of 2019. Based on the project's early successes, the Ohio General Assembly approved funds in the state budget to support the project and its expansion. In November of 2021, the Ohio Governor's Expedited Pardon Project was expanded to include additional service providers. Additionally, a change was made to Ohio's statute, making pardon offenses eligible for record sealing. As the project continues, data collected will be used by the project team to consider additional ways clemency processes could be enhanced in the state of Ohio and beyond. Service providers for the project include University of Akron School of Law Reentry Clinic, the Ohio State University Moritz College of Law Drug Enforcement and Policy Center, Cleveland State University College of Law, University of Dayton School of Law, Ohio Justice and Policy Center, University of Cincinnati College of Law, and private practice attorneys and law firms committed to serving accepted clients free of charge. Let's look at the differences between the traditional and the expedited pardon processes. In general, the traditional path to pardon can be lengthy, sometimes taking several years to complete. In comparison, the expedited pardon process often takes between 12 and 18 months and varies depending on the case. The time frame has been shortened in three primary ways. First, due to the project's pre-screening process, the Ohio Parole Board has agreed to run their investigation while the project team works with the applicant to put together a complete pardon application. Second, the Ohio Parole Board has agreed to set aside a number of hearing times for expedited pardon applicants, thus shortening the wait time for a board hearing. Lastly, people who are accepted into the Expedited Pardon Project receive expert assistance from a service provider at no cost to them, as they finalize and submit their full pardon application and as they prepare for their parole board hearing. Now that you have some background on the project, let's explore the eligibility criteria, how to apply, and the process in more detail. You can find the information you need on the Ohio Governor's Expedited Pardon Project website at ohioexpeditedpardon.org. The website hosts up-to-date information, including the downloadable application forms. We'll start with a review of the eligibility criteria. Applicants must meet the following minimum requirements. The applicant must have completed all felony or misdemeanor criminal convictions at least 10 years ago. That includes any probationary period. The 10-year clock starts ticking when an individual is released from any and all court-ordered supervision. The applicant must have no new criminal convictions in the 10-year period, with the exception of minor traffic tickets. The applicant must have made a good faith effort to pay all fines, court fees, and court-ordered restitution. The applicant must have some post-offense employment history or must present compelling reasons for why they cannot be employed, such as disability or retirement. The applicant must have some volunteer service or can otherwise demonstrate efforts to give back to their community. The applicant may not have been convicted of any disqualifying offenses. The list of disqualifying offenses includes most crimes of a violent or sexual nature, including domestic violence. The complete list can be found at ohioexpeditedpardon.org/can-i-apply. It is also important to note that while minor traffic violations are acceptable during the 10-year period, a DUI or OVI on one's record is not. A DUI or OVI is a criminal offense and therefore would disqualify an applicant if convicted within the last 10 years. If the offense was pled down to a lesser offense, the project team will evaluate whether the conviction resulted in a minor traffic offense on a case-by-case basis. Meeting the minimum requirements does not guarantee admission to the project. The project team has discretion to decline applications that do not align with the mission of the project. If an applicant does not meet the specific criteria for the expedited application process, or if the project team is not able to prepare the full pardon application due to limited resources or otherwise declines the application, the project team will notify the applicant as soon as possible and provide the applicant with information about other record relief options that may be available to them, including the traditional pardon process. If, after acceptance into the project, a client is involved in subsequent criminal activity, or if there are other new developments that may dramatically diminish the prospects of a pardon, the project team may advise a client to pursue a traditional pardon. A pardon is granted in recognition of the applicant's acceptance of responsibility for the offense committed and established good conduct for the substantial length of time after completing their sentence. A pardon is not a sign of exoneration and does not connote or establish innocence. For that reason, when considering the merits of a pardon petition, the Ohio Parole Board takes into account the petitioner's remorse and acceptance of responsibility for the offense. The expedited pardon process has 2 stages. 1. Pre-screening and acceptance, and 2. Full pardon application and decision. The first step in Stage 1 is to download and complete the intake packet and submit a copy by mail. Once the intake packet is received, the project team pre-screens the applicant to make sure they have no disqualifying convictions and meet the minimum standards for the project. Next, the project team members contact pre-screened applicants to discuss the following: all conviction information, including any out-of-state or federal convictions, the facts of each of their convictions, their work history, their community service history, and any other information that might impact their eligibility for an expedited pardon. The project team then reviews all application materials and information provided by the applicant and determines whether they are accepted as a project client. Next, the project team notifies clients of their acceptance status and assigns them to a service provider. Finally, the project team forwards accepted client files to the Ohio Parole Board so that they may begin their investigation. All expedited pardon applicants will receive a letter, call, and/or email from the project team notifying them of their status as either accepted, conditionally accepted, or ineligible. If an applicant is conditionally accepted, the project team will request additional information from the applicant or explain the conditions necessary for acceptance. If the applicant meets the conditions, their status may change to accepted. If an applicant is found to be ineligible, they will be told the reason behind the decision and redirected toward the traditional pardon process. In the second stage of the process, accepted clients work with a service provider to prepare a full pardon application and gather letters of support and any supporting documentation such as award and degree certificates and diplomas. Upon completion, the full application packet is submitted to the Ohio Parole Board, which will schedule the client for an expedited hearing. Once it conducts the hearing, the board will submit its recommendations to the governor. The governor then makes the final decision on each pardon application. If you believe you meet the eligibility criteria and are interested in proceeding with the application, the first step is to download, print, and complete the intake packet. The intake packet consists of 3 required forms: the intake questionnaire, the DRC 3033 screening form, and the DRC 3012 clemency hearing release of information. As part of the intake packet, applicants must provide a complete account of their offense history. You can access the forms and learn how to find your criminal records at ohioexpeditedpardon.org/how-to-apply. For detailed instructions on how to fill out the intake packet, watch Module 2, Completing the Intake Packet. Once you have completed the intake packet, the next step should be to make and keep a copy for your records. Submitted application materials will not be returned. If you do not have access to printing and copying at home, most local libraries have computers, copiers, and printers available for use. Shipping stores such as UPS or FedEx Office also provide printing services. Finally, you will need to submit a hard copy of the intake packet and any other required documents via U.S. mail to the University of Akron School of Law Legal Clinic. People who do not meet the criteria of the Expedited Pardon Project can still apply for a pardon through the traditional path, or may be eligible for other record relief options such as record sealing, expungement, or the CQE. Information about these options can be found at moritzlaw.osu.edu/ohio-criminal-record-relief-options. If you have additional questions not answered by this presentation or the project website, please reach out to us via email at ogepp@osu.edu or submit your question through the project website at ohioexpeditedpardon.org/contact-us. Thank you for watching Module 1, Introduction for Applicants. For a detailed walkthrough of the project's intake packet, watch Module 2, Completing the Intake Packet.